Hey, hey, everybody. Listen, welcome into the building. We're here today for Married to Medicine recap. It was a good show. I hope y'all all enjoyed it. I hope you're ready to chit chat about Married to Medicine. Now, listen, before I get into this whole episode of Married to Medicine, I want to let everybody know that I started my membership program. Good things to come with that. It's only $2.99, so hit that join button, become a member, and good things to come with that. So with Mary, and what else did I want to tell you? Oh, somebody told me to hang in there with that Jeffrey Dahmer story on Netflix. I've been hanging in there. Okay, I've been hanging in there. It is hard to watch, okay? But I believe it's only 10 episodes. I am on episode number 8. So I'm getting through it. Lisa, yes, playing for all of y'all over there in Florida because I've been watching that on the news. It's saying it's going to hit y'all really badly. So we will definitely be keeping y'all in prayers because I know them storms can be vicious. So I'm definitely definitely praying for you with that. Ashley, my member, see you in the building. Thanks for being here. Hey, Roy, our heavenly angels in the
Hey,
building.
hey,
Sebastian is
Roy.
in.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good, good. Sebastian is in the building. So yes, okay. So Ashley said, I heard the family was angry about that. A lot of the families are very angry about that Jeffrey Dahmer movie. I understand why, but I also understand the flip side. Sometimes when you hear about stories, sometimes you hear about it, but it's not that real to you. And I'm hoping that what this story and this movie does for a lot of people is to have people maybe not be so trusting and and not just go with somebody that you just met because you never know how crazy people can be. So I'm hoping that it will give people insight that you know what, you never know who a person could be and how dark they are inside. And if your instinct gives you something saying something's not right, go with your instinct. So the sister of, I forgot the guy's name, and I just finished watching like episode number 7 and part of 8. But one of the sisters, the guy in the movie, I'm not sure. Thank you, Sebastian. I'm not sure if the movie really portrays all the characters for who they really were, but in the movie, in the Netflix series, it talks about one of the guys, he was actually deaf. And so that particular guy, his sister in the
Oh,
movie is the one that in real life is pissed off and doesn't like the fact that this movie was made. It was made without their knowledge. It was made without them being in agreement with it, and they're saying that it's re-traumatizing them all over again, and
yeah.
they're feeling like Netflix just did it to make the money. Listen, there's a lot of stories that happen. Maybe they're not as gruesome, but it's about murders, and the stories were remade for television, okay, or HBO or the movies. So I understand that they're upset, but in this particular case, what I'm hoping it really does is alert people to say, don't be so trusting and to go with somebody. I don't know if this is how it happened in real life, but in the movie, it's portrayed that literally he met them. Those people went back to their house with him the night they met him, and that was it. So it's crazy. Yes, praying for Lisa and my West Coast neighbors. Yes, we are. Sebastian, thank you so much for becoming a member. I truly appreciate it. Yeah, so yeah, and I do remember that whole story so well. But with that Jeffrey Dahmer story, although it is talking about the victims, the flip side that it's talking about is how certain people in certain communities are not listened to, because there was a neighbor that told them months before,
Mhm.
I think about 5 lives could have been saved
Yeah.
if they listened to that neighbor who was trying to tell them that something is not right with Jeffrey Dahmer. So she was calling them for months and trying to tell them for months that this man was evil, and they did not pay attention to her. And also the little kid life, at least the one that was played as a little kid in the movie, his life could have been saved because he got out the house and they sent him back in the house.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that was just, that story is just too much. Yeah. Yeah, she is a real person. And actually I looked it up, Abby, and unfortunately that woman died at, I think she was only 52 or 54.
Wow.
So
Oh,
yeah, That woman died. I think they said like she had a heart attack. It was natural causes, but
Oh,
she did die. Yeah. So the movie it's a lot, but I'm almost through it because I believe it's 10 episodes and I am on episode number 8. So
oh,
yeah. So hi everyone, back to our regular scheduled program. I guess that was I digressed for a minute, but
Diva.
I will say, and some people are very upset. They're pissed at people saying that it's a good Netflix series, and they're pissed that they're telling people to watch it. But I think that it is a triggering movie
It
or
is
series,
triggering
very
and
triggering, right?
traumatizing. It's
Diva.
Yes,
triggering
it
and
is.
traumatizing.
As I said,
I have literally been trying to watch it just in bits and pieces because I can't. Like, I just, I'm kind of going through grief right now. You know, everybody knows that my aunt passed away. So,
Oh, I didn't know. My
I'm so
yeah,
condolences.
sorry.
yeah. Well, oh no, she was in hospice the last we had talked about it. So, yeah, she
Yeah.
passed.
Okay.
And it's wow. Like, yeah, I have to watch it in parts and when I can handle it. But I think it is a story that needs to be told. I wish they would have got consent from the families, but it is something that needs to be told because there's a lot of situations that are similar to this and exactly like this that are still happening to this day. And there's
Yeah.
so much going on around the world that we don't hear about it. So this is definitely a story that needs to be told, and I'm glad that they're doing it.
I am too, and I think people gotta maybe perhaps look at the other side. Yes, I still have to get the momentum to watch Central Park, and now this. Yeah, where when they see us, that was another one.
Woo!
Um,
Jesus.
you just tears because it was so. It's a lot, and it's a lot to think that just like that overnight, your life can be turned upside down, right? I mean, it was just literally overnight, and then it's the crazy part is it with the Central Park Five, the friend that went to support his friend got in more trouble than the other ones. It was just insane. It was just crazy. So, it's a lot, but if you can get through it
Okay.
because there's so many lessons to learn in that particular movie. Nano said, and I've also seen on Twitter some people who were involved being in the show complaining about being mistreated. I specifically saw a Black woman tweet talking about it. So wait, what am I reading this wrong? What are you saying here?
I'm
That
confused.
people,
I'm
actors that was in
confused.
the movie?
I'm
Yeah, I'm
confused.
confused. I don't know.
Nano, rewrite that for me again because I'm not following it. Everybody is giving you condolences for
I
it.
know. Thank you, everybody. I truly
Well, I was
Yeah,
going to
appreciate
say,
it. This grief
that's
is
why I
something
called
real.
into.
Like, oh,
yeah. Go ahead, Mel.
No, I'm sorry. That's why I called in because I didn't watch the Married to Medicine. But when you said it just now, where I was at, oh, let me call in real quick and say I'm so sorry for your loss.
oh,
I know
thank you.
exactly how that feels, and you know what? Yeah, it's devastating, and I'm so sorry. I was shocked. I'm so shocked, but I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah, y'all
Yeah.
make sure everybody on here, go to the doctor, get your checkups. My aunt had stage 4 ovarian cancer and did not know until literally the last minute. So everybody
Mm.
get your checkups, go to the doctor, make sure you're taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically. She was one to always take care of everybody else and did not take
Mhm.
care of herself. So everybody just do that for me and that will truly make me happy.
Thank you for that message, Brea. That's really a good message. I think sometimes we let life go by, but preventative care is like the best thing because there's a lot of conditions out here that if they find it in the early stages, it can really save your life.
Yeah.
So yeah, so my condolences is also keep Toria in prayers because she called us in yesterday and said that she said her sister is in hospice right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's dealing with a lot. So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely prayers on that.
Victoria.
Yeah. So okay, so Mel, you missed the show. You got to go back and watch Married to Medicine because Married to Medicine is giving us life right now. It's a lot
Okay.
going on. Oh,
Well,
before I go into let me answer Michelle. Michelle said you got me scared to watch it. Michelle, just prepare yourself.
Mhm.
I think I said it yesterday. I sleep well at night. Praise God, right? I don't have any nightmares. I promise you, after one of those episodes, I can't even remember which one. for the first time in like ever, I like had a nightmare at night, and I was like, oh my God, like this is crazy.
Yeah.
But it does take a spin and turn around. I think somebody was telling me that yesterday, and it's very true. It takes a spin and turns around probably midway through, maybe episode 5 or something like that. They concentrate more on the backstory, at least of one of the victims.
Well, you know, I was going
But
to say too.
yes,
I was going to say
uh-huh,
to me too. That was before I dropped down to check because I haven't watched the show and I don't want to slow down the review. I was going to say
right,
when it came to this series, I've been watching the series too. Now, mind you, I'm a 40-year-old gay black man in New York City, so I've definitely had my ups and downs with the dating scene. And there have been times when when you go out there before the Twitter and stuff like that, ways to track you. Well, I have felt nervous. So when I watch this, my blood goes cold because when I was a younger person, I was those people who, went to places and didn't really know the people very well. So I'm like, I was totally, I mean, I've always had a wonderful experience in my personal life, whatever. So I've never had those experiences, but it could have happened because I literally didn't always know the people. So watching it, and I don't know the story that well, it was bone chilling. It was absolutely bone chilling to watch. And you know what? I know that the man said, "Oh, I wasn't really going after the black community," but it just feels that's what he was about. You see the father talking about it. The father wasn't as nice as he came up on Oprah. On Oprah, he said, "Oh, I don't know where this come from," but in the film, you see him showing him how to, take apart animals and things. I'm like, well, sir, you basically trained this man to take apart these things or whatever. So, it's
right.
bone chilling. But I would say this too. Back in the day, they used to have the true story movies on TV all the time. So I think that now we've become a little more very sensitive to, and rightly so, to people's true lives being told. Because back in the day, they used to talk about cheerleaders, knocking off each other, and it was just all these soapy movies. And they also talk about killers and things too. But now it's a little more harder for people to do this kind of movie, true life movies, especially when the victims are still around.
Yeah, it is chilling, but again, I think it's part of it is educational. You just got to get past, everything else that's kind of going on in some, and I don't mean that in like a way of saying, to discount the victims, but there's so much more in this movie too that's going on about the neighbor, how she was annoyed. She didn't just call once.
She called a
Um,
lot of times. She
she
called a
called
lot of
she
times.
called she called a lot of times, and maybe what we might have to do is we might have to do I maybe I'll do a little recap on this once I get through it. But
Mhm.
usually when I do my recaps, I watch things more than once because I like to be able to really speak on what I saw. I'm
Mhm.
not quite sure I can watch this over again.
Mhm.
So
Is it
I
really
have
that
to
bad?
think about it before I actually say yes, I'm going to commit myself to doing a review on this. But I didn't realize Jesse Jackson was involved. So if you can get through it, I say get through it, and then maybe we will chat about it because
Mhm.
it, the no matter who you are as a human being, you have to be protected, right?
Oh
Um,
yes.
and I think that is unfair. It's levels of people that are not protected, and I think there has to be a
No.
discussion on that because I
Mhm.
think with him, the problem is I don't think so much that he just targeted on a certain group. He lived in that neighborhood. He lived in that area. So he was living in that area, and it wasn't just by default. He couldn't really afford to live anywhere else.
Mhm.
And and he was in jail before. So there was a lot going on. And then I do believe, which they don't address, he had to register as a sex offender. He
Mhm.
should have had
Yeah.
to have because that's what he went to jail for. So as I'm watching it, I'm googling to try to find out stuff too to make some connections. So he wasn't just in that neighborhood just because he wanted to be and he was going to pick on a certain group.
A
He was
community.
in that
Mhm.
neighborhood because that's where he lived and that's where he had to be. And probably he frequent bars and stuff in that neighborhood,
Well, that was
and
what they
that's
said.
who he ended up picking up.
Well, that's what they said in Sounds of the Lambs that the people that you sort of victimize the people that surround you all the time, basically.
Mhm.
Right.
That's what they said in Sounds of the Lambs. Yeah, you know what? It's just, but I think that so then the police responds because it happened to be African American people who were at jeopardy all the time. was terrible, was absolutely terrible, because he was just like a
Oh,
predator.
it was deplorable, but I don't want to get too far off because they came here for Married to Medicine, Mel, but we're going to talk about it.
It was very
I'm
good.
going to be
Very good.
strong and try to do a live on it, but I believe I have like 2.5 episodes left to go through. And I want to look up some stuff too, and then we'll chat about it because the sister, and I actually watched her real live court scene. She's pissed about this movie. So
Should
we'll
I
talk
watch
about
it?
it.
Should I watch it?
You should, Sebastian. You just take it in doses. You're
Yeah.
not like usually with Netflix series. If I'm cleaning my house to do something, I could just let episode after episode play. With that, I could not because I got to digest it, release it, and breathe it out. Because especially because I know these are real live people. Not only usually you watch movies and they killed the person, maybe buried them somewhere or left them somewhere. This man chopped these bodies up and was eating them. It's layers to the situation. But okay, let me bring it back because we're here for Married to Medicine.
All right, so
Sorry, guys.
I'm gonna drop down, let you get now to the regularly scheduled program, and
Thank
then
you,
I'm gonna
Mel.
get back to the chat because
Okay.
about that. All right.
Bye, Mel.
Love you, Mel. See you later. Mel Bricks, thank you for becoming a member. I truly appreciate it. Darlene, love you much. Thank you for the super sticker. I truly appreciate it. So here we go, guys. Let's talk about Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine is giving me life. Married to Medicine is one of the reality shows that we have to say hands down consistently on a regular basis has been giving us a show every single season, and they are not disappointing this particular season, right? So we start out, and the name of the episode is The Streets Are Talking. And yeah, the streets are talking, right? So because Quad feels that Toya is responsible for Anila's robbery. Anila feels that it's a setup. This is sticky. Heavenly didn't shy away from that, something in the water is not clean. Now, do I think that Toya personally will go that low? I don't, but others perhaps do. But we'll get into that, right? So Anil and Dr. Karen talk about the robbery, and robberies are such a violation of your space. It's not just the fact that someone has taken your stuff. It is also the fact that someone actually, what do I want to say? They actually was rummaging in your house and just in your personal space and doing things. And that is scary and it's sad. And I personally thank God, knock on wood, I never been robbed or my home has never been robbed. But I think you would probably have nightmares every night of someone probably busting through your house and coming back to rob you again. And listen, when you have a home, it's not like you could just move, even if you're renting, because you need deposit money, this, that, blah, blah, blah. You need movers. And especially when a home, you would have to put your house up for the market and get another home. So, but it's just sad that someone can violate your home like that. But Dr. Karen put cameras everywhere. So now that the house is on Fort Knox, it won't happen to them again, hopefully. And you would think too, I would sue the gated community. Who got in here, why and how to rob me? I pay all this money to be behind these gates. Okay? Who did it? Who got in here? So everybody, I'm not so happy, but people will be getting sued. Thank you, darling, for the super sticker. I truly appreciate it. You know what I mean? I would be suing people. We're paying to be in this gated community, a whole lot of money. Somebody got through the gates, and then they robbed me. Then what's going on here? Okay, so they talk about it, and she had went to her parents' house for 2 weeks. Did y'all catch that? So I was like, oh, did they send the parents home? I was like, okay, so I had to rewind. I said, did she just say she went to her parents' house for 2 weeks? So yeah, so I'm like, okay, wait a minute. So the parents, they got kicked out for real? We're not going to really address that. So the parents are gone, okay? So yeah, because she said she went to a parents' house, and while Karen, I guess, stayed behind and buffed up the security and got them all good. Now when Anila was in her closet and she half cried, talking about I can't even be in here, I was like, come on, girl, do better than that. Do better than that. Because I didn't see a tear. It felt phony to me. That felt flat. I was like, Anila, girl, stop. You can't be in there. Get out of here. Like, stop it. And Dr. Carrie, you don't put up on her cameras. You didn't get somebody to come in that closet and clean it up so she didn't have to come home and see it like that. He playing games. He playing games. But what do you have to say about that scene right here?
Oh my gosh, that scene was so crazy. Like, I couldn't imagine coming home and going into wherever and just my stuff be all over the place or missing. That's just horrible. It brought up the question for me, how long have we been living here and why do we not have a secure security system in our home? Um, it was very just, and I know that that's something that's been going on around the Atlanta area lately, but it was just very, I don't know. You know, I don't
Suspect,
know if
right?
that scene
It's
heavy
a little,
vibe.
it's a little suspect. Here's the thing. If we know, I don't live in Atlanta. If we know that robberies have been going on in Atlanta, you live in Atlanta. So you of all people, and I get it, they had a false sense of security because they was behind the gate. And that's exactly why I'm telling you, whoever owned that gate, I'll be suing. You're getting sued. You're getting sued because all my heirlooms are gone. My ring is gone. Everything is gone. Y'all playing games, and I'm pissed off right now. Yeah, but Sebastian, what do you have to say about that particular scene?
Okay, this somehow, I've never been robbed, never, but I've lived in a gated community once. Yes, I lived in Miami from 10 to 12 for a little bit.
Okay.
And when you're in a gated community, you have certain expectations. You don't think your home would be ever a victim of a crime because you know you pay your HOA fees. You know that the security guard is supposed to always make sure that no one is getting in without the approval of someone in the home or their name is not on the list that the residents have as someone who can always have free entry without being checked. So this is why I'm saying this is a target. Someone must have had an event and these people got in, or someone in the neighborhood had something being done and this happened.
Well, we're gonna see. Am I buffering?
No.
I don't know. A lot of people are saying that. I don't know. And someone asked what movie we're talking about. Netflix, the Dahmer story, I think is called Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay. So yeah. So okay. So yeah, you do. I can understand you having a false sense of security. I probably would too, right? And somebody else said that they felt like Toya and Anila lived about an hour outside of Atlanta. And they probably do, because I heard that maybe they're not exactly in Atlanta. But guess what though? They at the very least know that in their surroundings, stuff has been going down. So when you know stuff has been going down, put security up, get your life together, and especially because you're on TV, so you're an extra target. And so I would have told my husband, we ain't playing games here. Have the cameras on, so that we can see some things and know some things. And if somebody comes to our house and tries to break in, the alarms are going off. Listen, I'm nobody. I got ADT up in here. If you bust through. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't no nothing like that. Right? The alarm's gonna go off, and ADT gonna call my phone, talk about your alarm is going off. Is everything good? So and it's what, $43 a month. That's all I gotta pay. $43 a month, and I got ADT. Okay. Open the windows, if the alarm's on, it's gonna beep. And it's loud.
At
It's
least
loud.
you pay.
Okay?
At least you pay on like Sheree.
Don't do that. Sheree is messy. So now let's go to this scene with Dr. Jackie. You know what? This is the part of Dr. Jackie that I like. I like the doctor, when she shows her doctor side, right? Dr. Jackie. I want to be a doctor in that office because, hey, she got that new doctor Gucci bag as a gift. Okay, that was the doctor's welcome gift, a Gucci bag. I'm like, okay, I want to work in that office. And Dr. Jackie's a little OCD. Okay, but that's okay. Now, here's the thing with Dr. Jackie. She got a doctor. She's leaving the office early, but she goes home and she tells her man about 90 other jobs that she has. I'm like, did you just defeat the purpose here? So now you're leaving the office by 2:30, but you got 17 other jobs that you doing. Girl, am I being slow here? Did she miss the point? I'm like, what the heck is going on?
She's still missing it, and it's just so sad because you can tell, like, Curtis was just sitting, even in the confessional, he just like, okay, yeah, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. Yet again, here I am, not on the list of priorities. And that is one thing that bothers me about Jackie. I just feel like Curtis is never on the list of priorities. Like, during the whole 9 seasons that she's been on here, it's never been me and Curtis. It's always about being a doctor. It's always about taking care of your patients. It's always about doing some other outside source other than taking care of your home. And it does not excuse Curtis to cheat at all. That should have never happened.
Right. I agree.
He needs to decide. Well, and it looks like he has, but then again, it kind of looks like he hasn't, because he still looks unhappy. They just don't look like they mesh well together. Even when she was trying to flirt with him, it just came off like, oh, like, I don't want to.
It fell flat. It seemed phony. I really feel like Curtis is done, but he's hanging in there for whatever reason. He's hanging there, and maybe he's there for the money. And yeah, when Dr. Jackie says she got moist over that golf bag, I was like, Dr. Jackie, this is not even you. Even Curtis said you full of it. Even he said you full of it. You know what I'm saying? They don't seem, something about them is not flowing. Something ain't right. And
you know, Diva, how you have some people like they stay married just for the looks of it all.
Yeah.
That's what it's giving. We're married because we've been in this for so long. And like they say, it's cheaper to keep her, cheaper to keep him. So it just benefits them. That's what it's giving me.
Yeah, that they did together for the show. You know, that Dr. Jackie would definitely have to pay Curtis if they got divorced. It's a lot going on here. Yeah, they were stiff together. I'm not feeling soft and peak with their relationship, like, at all. How did you feel, Sebastian?
First of all, Jackie's very busy, but I don't blame her, because, you know, she has no kids. All she has is Curtis, and Curtis has stepped out on her. So she finds her happiness in her business ventures, I think. I actually want to buy some of her products, because I think it's important that we have an actual doctor doing these skincare lines, because they know what to be putting in these creams and stuff that are good for the skin, unlike some people that we do having skincare lines. The new doctor, people are saying she should be on the show. Please do not put her on the show. I'm gonna have an issue with her if she's on the show, because one thing I do know, Auntie Jackie always be spilling people's beans. She might be saying, oh, this is what you got on your MCAT. Oh, this is how much you scored out of residency. Please don't put this woman on the show. I'm sorry. Let her be in that office. Yes, she's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous.
So was a nurse practitioner, and maybe she would give us more life than what Audra is giving us, right? Because if you notice, listen, you notice Audra wasn't nowhere to be seen this entire episode.
That she had COVID during this time.
How convenient. After she throws a punch, she has COVID.
I realized I missed Audra, actually. I actually noticed that she wasn't in this episode really quick. But when Toya's not in an episode, I don't notice that.
Whatever, the Sebastian, because she's in every episode. And listen, and let me tell you something. If Audra did have COVID, just like when all of those ladies on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills had COVID, they phoned them. They did FaceTime. You could have did FaceTime, and Audra could have been like, you know what, sorry, I can't make it here, there, anywhere because I'm sick. No, Audra was putting in time out, because you don't throw your hands. You don't put your hands up and buck your chest up at nobody, and you a lawyer. So good. Time out, Audra. See you next episode.
But she doesn't go.
We need Toya in time out too then. We need an episode or two without Toya.
No, we don't.
Yes, we don't.
Did y'all see? Let me ask you this. Did y'all see the recap that they did at the very beginning? And I'm telling all of y'all that missed it last time, Audra bucked up her chest at Toya. And Toya had no choice but to push Audra back. Come on now. I'm trying to
That's not
tell
what I
you.
saw. That's not what I
That's not what
saw.
I saw.
Well, then you better go look at it
I
again.
saw
Come
Toya
on,
bucked up
Candice.
first.
Come on, Candice. Toya was defending herself. I appreciate you, Candice. Thanks for being here and speaking the truth. Okay, Candice speaks. All right, Candice speaks. So listen, speak the truth, girlfriend. So listen, let me tell you, I really do like Dr. Eugene. I really do. I really do. I like the way that he cooks, right? He's cooks and he's trying to show the boys a little something. Praise the Lord for Dr. Eugene. He got a new job. Give it up. Give it up. He got a new job because the ER was killing him. If he would have been in that ER one more season, we would not see Dr. Eugene, okay? We would not be seeing him. Don Juan, welcome to the building. How are you?
I'm well. I'm good. This is my first time joining the conversation, but I love viewing all the time. But I had to jump in when you said that Audra bucked up against Toya.
Yes.
No. Audra,
Thank you.
Toya got up in her face, and Audra let her know, I was born in 1990, baby. I'm gonna bust you down real quick. This is no Mariah. Okay?
Exactly.
But I love
listen.
This episode was good. This was a good episode.
It was a good episode. Old Val, the comedian, said Toya got titty bumps. Toya, Don Juan, I'm so glad you called in and I'm glad you're here. But let's be clear. Audra bucked up on Toya and Toya had no choice but to push her back, okay? But let's continue. Ashley said, can everyone pray for my dad? He went down to Philadelphia to lay to rest his father. Ashley, most certainly. Prayers are with your dad and your family. That most certainly prayers all the way around. So we'll be praying for you and your family. But thank you, Don Juan, for that piece of information. You thank Miss Audra, who was born in 1990. Miss Audra, if you remember this, Don Juan, these are her words. She said she too African to pray about her job, right? But her African self, she gonna buck up in somebody's face. Come on, you messing with your job, boo. You messing with your money. You messing with your bag.
No, she's not, Diva. She's not messing with her job. She's not an attorney that goes to court. She's a real estate attorney. They're not there to go defend someone. All they're there is to make sure contracts are legit, checks are legit, the escrow is secure. She's not an attorney that really goes to court or anything.
She playing with her job though.
No, she's not playing with her job.
So, but wait, let's get on Dr. Eugene because the thing is here. We giving it up for Dr. Eugene. He's going to be a urgent care oncology specialist doc. So he's getting to move out of the ER and is perhaps going to save his life. He's not going to have to work weekends, no holidays. He's going to have more time for Toya. But you know what? Toya doesn't get it. She is still always disrespecting him when it comes to this whole sexual situation. I'm over her. I'm sick of her with that, okay? And the only thing I'm going to give to Toya is, for the first time ever, right? She actually did a nice birthday party, and they didn't go over the top. I appreciate it. So maybe Toya is on a semi-budget. Maybe she's on a semi-budget because, you know, Ashton, and he's adorable. He turned 12, and they just went to the supermarket, to the little store, the little specialty store. They picked up the steaks and stuff. And you know, they cooked. Eugene was cooking, made the fresh French fries and all that. And they actually had this birthday party in their house. So I'm giving it up to Toya on that. For the first time ever, she threw a birthday party that was on a regular budget. Okay. So we got, I really like that party too. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. I may have to do that next time up in my house. Had the little menus on the plate. Brought around 12 kids. The only thing was she's still a little off in her head. She was like, and this is why you buy a big house. Toya, you could have did that same party in a small house. It's not that serious, okay? That chick is she's just gone in the head. I mean, she's gone, okay? She's like, this is why you have a big house, so you can do stuff like this, and you be in the back, and I'm here, and you there. Girl, that girl needs to hit. She better play lotto or something. I don't know, $1 in a dream. She need help. She need help. But
So
what do you have to say about that scene, Royer?
I thought that scene was just super cute. I cannot believe how big Toya's boys have gotten. We have
I
literally
know.
watched Toya's boys grow up on this show. So it was really nice to see. I thought it was super cute that he got a little boy, or excuse me, a little girlfriend crush. Unfortunately, the girlfriend couldn't show up, but I thought it
She
was
had
so funny
COVID.
how he already knew. Like, you
Yeah,
afraid
he's
to
like,
tell him. He like, mom, whatever. I
yeah.
really love how Eugene is teaching them how to cook, how to be responsible, because somebody got to teach these poor babies what to do, because Toya leading them just straight to where.
She
And the
gone.
party was just super cute, very appropriate. I thought it was very nice that she wanted to give roses to the young girls, as they were coming in. I just thought it was a real fun party all over together. Like you said, kudos to Toya for spending, she said less than, so maybe I would say $1,000, on the party.
That's
So
not bad.
we're budgeting. We're budgeting.
We're budgeting. We're budgeting.
Mm.
Now, whether it's a forced budget because she got liens and stuff, according to Audra, but
No, she
hey,
does. They're online.
she's on budget. She's on She's on budget. So we'll take it, okay? Curves, you're in the building, girlfriend. What do you want to add to this conversation?
How are you? I love it here, Diva. I love it here.
I love you being here.
Okay, so yeah, that was really cute. I mean, champagne taste, okay? He went in the place wanting some Wagyu. My son is currently he trying to get me to buy some Wagyu every time we go to Costco.
I didn't even know what it was.
They can keep their $242 piece of meat, son. They can keep it, okay?
Well, that's how much it is?
Yes. Easy.
It's a
Oh, so
$1,000
he's a Toya then.
Exactly. That's what I'm about to talk
Literally,
about.
Literally 200 and something, depends on what the current pound
like $40 an hour.
Thank God for Eugene.
crazy. But it does look really good. It looks like it'll melt in your mouth. So he has the right taste. And I love, hey Fifi, and I love the Chef Boyardee moment in the kitchen, because it highlighted again that Toya constantly tears him down, and it makes Eugene moist. He must get moist every time she throws a biscuit or calls him Chef Boyardee or says she can't find the peen. He loves it. He loves it. He loves it.
You know what I think? He's so used to being verbally abused, he doesn't even realize it's happening no more.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
He loves it.
He just doesn't. So Wagyu, girl, listen, Jay done told me something. I had no idea what that boy was asking for. That's some expensive meat. Yeah, he's his mama. Okay, definitely. Candice, you're in the building. What do you want to add to this conversation?
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Y'all be going so hard on my girl. I love Toya.
Oh, Lord.
Well, we really should have tell her at the end of this episode.
Eugene, you guys. Because look, Toya, they are still a team. Eugene's got to step up his game and put her on lockdown, basically. He's going to have to lead. But Toya just be living her life, basically. I think you said something about this yesterday, too. How, you know, she's the worst of two evils, or better of two evils, or whatever. I want to talk about the fight real quick, because yes, I definitely think Toya was defending herself, but no, Toya did actually step to her first.
Thank you.
I gotta say it. But let me just say this, y'all, and I'm a city kid. Audra was way out of line. Just the way she walked over there and approached her, she had nothing to do. She should not have gone up to her and her husband, period. She done put herself involved in something that she had nothing to do with. And as a city kid, you only get so close.
Come on now.
Period. You're not even going to be allowed to step up that close to me. Especially with all the antics and stuff she was doing, hollering about how she's an attorney and a real estate attorney, and how she even made something very stupid, Audra, that you don't hire real estate attorneys. Well, what you do with them then? Did y'all hear that when she was jumping up and down at first? Like, she
was making a fool of herself. It was the foolery.
Really did.
It was the foolery for me, and the fact that you want to keep saying that you're an attorney, a lawyer. You went through all of that schooling. Let me know what school you went to, because I'm gonna tell her to take back those degrees. Okay,
like dead serious.
That's a
okay, take them back. Take them back and make you start over again, because you didn't learn anything. I would not be bucking up my chest at somebody, and I got
Right.
all of that degree and prestige behind me, and I'm on TV and I get to make my mark, and I'm gonna buck my chest up at you, girl. I ain't thinking about you. Once I would have dropped the knowledge with my words that you got 15 liens, that you really didn't make $1 million, and that you a whole hot mess, I would have laid low and let that sit in everybody and marinate. But no, because you got mad that it didn't land the way you wanted it to land, you got up
Right.
and still was plucking at her and bucked your chest at her, and she mushed you in the face on TV. And that's why you wasn't here for none of the other events, because you're recovering. Get out of here, girl. Bye.
Absolutely, absolutely. I feel like Audra was doing way too much. She was way confrontational from Jump Street, even when she was reading off about the liens and stuff. And then the reality is, the girl did make $1 million or whatever, 800 some odd dollars on that house. She didn't profit it. All those liens are now paid. There is a difference. There is a difference.
Hello.
There is a difference. All those liens are now paid. They get to start off at hopefully a fresh start. Although she said she was in negative, but so they need to figure that out. They need to learn that. What Toya better figure out is that Eugene's not going to be able to make it that long forever. He is not young. And that I hope they're learning how to budget their money and learn how to live on a piece of a check and save a check and invest good. She made some comment that the Toya, though, that she is purchasing commercial property in Detroit. So I don't know what other investments and stuff that are going on, but I really hope they are, because you don't stay young forever. And when 45 and 50 sneaks up on you, you realize you ain't got nothing, then it's time to panic.
Well, that's
Well,
our
when
body
the son acted for Waggle for the 12th birthday party, they got another Toya Jr. in the making, so I'm not sure. But Erica Marie, you're in the building. What do you want to add to this conversation?
Hey, Diva.
Hey.
Let me tell you. First of all, I thought Toya's son was super cute. He reminded me of my son. My son is into cooking, and he's taking a cooking class right now.
Oh,
that's so
cool. And what was I? So that was cute or whatever. But the whole thing with Audra was out of line. As a girl from Detroit, okay, I'm from Detroit, and I'm sure anybody else from the inner city, as soon as that aggression hit, stay on your side of the room, right? Because as soon as you step in my personal space, it's just gonna have to go down, okay? I'm not waiting on you to do what you're gonna do. I'm threatened at this point,
right.
And it really it hit home, because speaking of my son, he got into a little scuffle Friday evening. And he 15. This is his first real scuffle. And the boy then said something to him. He a suburban kid, though, bless his heart. So he decided he wanted to take his hoodie off. The boy got one off on him. I said, "You don't never take your jacket off. You gotta go." You didn't let the boy one up you,
baby.
So at the end of the day, you never let nobody in your personal space. And if it was me, she wouldn't have even been able to buck, because as soon as she would have walked over to me, it's on and popping at that point. And Audra, she new to this. She not true to this. She don't know how to read. Even when she was telling the facts, she was just too aggressive. Like, baby, relax. You got the facts.
I totally agree.
She don't know how to read. All that aggression and just screaming to the top of her lungs in the middle of the living room, baby. Kenya Moore need to give her some lessons. Somebody need to give her some lessons.
Holding a calculator.
Yeah. Just chaotic. It was very chaotic.
It wasn't aggressive. That wasn't aggression to me. That was just like
educated,
trying to get her points out. Like
that's not how you could have got your point. She could have got all of that out. Cute though.
Yeah,
she was too aggressive. Like, Audra, relax.
Yes.
Standing up in the middle of the room, making a scene, wanting to be seen. I would have sat in my chair and said, "Toya, so what I heard was you got a few liens out there. Is that so? What I heard was you only made XYZ on the house. Is that really true? Because you told us $1 million. Yes. I'm just checking with you, baby girl. That's what I would have did.
That's a read.
I don't think she was aggressive, though. I just don't think that aggression is the right word for that whole.
It was passionate. It came off very passionate.
It was aggressive, but hold on. Donwan, what do you want to say about this particular the birthday party and how we feel like Toya is on a little budget? She's getting it a little bit.
Well, I just had two quick things for clarification. So Am I
Oh.
hearing correctly that she only made $200,000? I
No,
mean,
I think they said 800,000.
Negative.
800,000, but with the liens and stuff, I mean, because it went from $1 million, then they said 800. So, and the grade to me is $200,000. I don't know what's going on there, but also, I agree with you. Audra could have simply, she needs another season and you know, reality TV housewives-esque shade, because she could have just slid a piece of paper or something in there instead of doing the whole, you know, mathematical procedure in front of us.
Right,
Once
exactly.
you brought out that calculator, I was done. I didn't need
Done.
the calculator.
But it is iconic as the first calculator read in a franchise history.
That is true. That is
I think if it would have hit, it would have been iconic. I think because it fell flat, it was nothing to me. I didn't feel nothing.
I feel like because Toya's reaction wasn't what we thought it should have been, because she was trying to play it off, because Toya was really, really, really upset, you guys, because she went right over there and yelled at Eugene and then mushed Audra in the face because of what Audra said. So obviously she struck the nerve. She wanted
curves. No, what she did was she went over to her man. She went over to her husband, and she said, "Look, honey, this trick over here and trying to tell our business. She over there talking about us, and that other trick is saying that I'm sleeping around in the neighborhood." Yeah. So yeah, if my husband is at the party, I'm gonna say, honey, come over here for 1 second, because let me tell you what's going down over here with these hoes over there trying to come for me. So yeah, I'm talking to my husband.
Contessa said, "Oh, they saying you sleeping on your husband. You need to go tell him that right now. You need to go tell Eugene that this rumor is coming right now."
Yep.
May I please comment on this situation?
Yes, you can, Sebastian. Yes.
Okay, first of all, Wagyu is very expensive. That is one, and it's very fattening. So you could literally eat it without a fork. Yeah. You don't need a knife to eat it. You could literally cut into it with a spoon. Yeah. That's how much the fat melts. That child is being raised. Toya raising that child to follow her footsteps. Hopefully, it seems a little too late now to mold him into something else. Hopefully, Eugene can mold the other one into him, because Toya
baby, so it ain't no saving him at this point.
Toya already did something to these kids, and they're going. And we were complaining about Riley. These kids are even worse. Wag, you at 12 years old. Wag, you at 12 years old. Okay. Also, Audra was not aggressive. She was not bad. I actually like the way she did her read. Good thing is she's a beginner on reality TV, guys, and also she's a millennial. Okay, give her a break. We gave Crystal a break. Why can't we give Audra a break? Those are the two millennials I know that were on those shows.
Sebastian, I'm a millennial.
That's the problem. Being a millennial, you should know how to read automatically.
Come on now, Goya.
You're right, Goya. You're right. Millennials should know how to read. Generation X is very old. They can't read well, but that's true. And she read well. She read fiscally. That's how she read.
Sebastian, you know I ain't messing with you right now because we got other scenes to talk about. But Audra, here's the thing. If you were like back when Nene and them first started and you didn't have that much footage and research to know what you was getting yourself into when getting on a reality show, then I'm gonna cut you every single break. But at this stage in the game where you can go and do research, when they call you and say, "Hey, do you want to be on Married to Medicine?" You can say yeah, and then you need to sit down in front of your TV and binge watch and get yourself all the way together. You got to know how to play chess when you go up in them with those girls. You got to know who you're going to align with. And one thing you got to know for sure, because it's 101 being on a reality show, is how to read, okay? And if you haven't got those clip notes, shame on you. And they should decrease your paycheck and make you a friend of, because you're not ready, okay? So Audra, she's not ready, okay?
And can I say something, Diva?
Yes, you can.
Who walks up to somebody and flinches at them?
Come on.
Who does that? Why would you flinch at somebody? And what you expect to happen when you walk in somebody's face and flinch at them?
I'm just want to talk about you bucking your chest up on them. You bucking your chest up on her. Y'all better go back and watch that scene and freeze it and let it go in slow motion. She bucked her whole rack of chest up
Lord.
on Toya. So now you violating me. You're gonna back up, sis. You're gonna back up. But wait, we gotta move on because this was an important scene. This scene was very important with Simone and Cecil. Now listen, this book is about to break them apart, and I'm almost gonna take a vote here and say that I don't want them to do this book. Okay,
no, don't even worry about it.
Omarosa was correct. Okay, that y'all need to give us the meat and potatoes. If y'all gonna do this, let's keep it real.
Exactly.
If y'all gonna do this, we need to hear about the other chick. We need to know why y'all almost broke up. And Simone said we ain't ready. And poor Cecil in the confessional was like, you still hiding stuff from me. You still not telling the truth. You're not telling me how you really feel. And I'm paraphrasing, guys, because I was reading through him, okay? He was like, you not telling me how you really felt about what went down. We're sitting here glossing over it. And now you saying you don't want to talk about it in this book. He said, then we need to go back to counseling. Okay? So Fifi named the book for us. Fifi, if you're still out there, remind me of the name. You said this book should be Simone, Cecil, and whatever that chick name was. And that's pretty much what Omarosa was telling them.
And Tammy.
And Tammy. There you go. Cecil, Simone, and Tammy. That's the name of this book. And that's what Omarosa was telling them. And when they was in that confessional together and Simone kept laughing, that was a nervous laugh. They're in trouble. And I vote that we squash the book because I don't want to see them break up. I don't want to see them break up.
Pearls, Diva. Literally, when she did that little laugh in that confessional, I was like, ooh, awkward.
It was terrible.
Sure, just awkward. Like I couldn't imagine have been a producer and watching that. Like I would have been like, okay, we need a break for today because this is.
We need a break. But hold on, we got to keep this in mind, y'all. And listen, I got to go on Twitter. I got to get myself together. I'm going to sign up for Twitter this weekend. But you are right, Fifi. Me, my wife, and Tammy. That's the name of that book. And that's what Omarosa was trying to tell them. You got this proposal here that's all fluff. And you don't want to deal with the fact of you got to let the people know what almost tore your whole relationship down. So let's take a vote, people in the chat. Let me know. Do they X the book? Do we squash the book? Go ahead, Royer. Are we done with this book?
We're done with this book. It is not. It's still tearing their marriage down. You can still see that they have admitted to us that they have not had conversations about what happened.
Yes.
Simone has not shared her true feelings with Cecil about the whole situation. How can we write a book? Like I said last week, we can't host a dinner party and keep calm and cool and collective. So how it's just blowing my mind. I really feel like Simone and Cecil just did this just to have something to talk about. This season, Heavenly said it the other night. I think they did it just to have a messy dinner party to bring people together and just cause chaos and confusion, because that's all Simone and Cecil's relationship has been: chaos, confusion, and mess. And it's giving me, I understand why Jackie and they're couple friends, because they all in the same situation.
They're all in the same situation.
Cheating, not communicating, not spending time with one another. It's a mess. It's a mess. Yeah.
It's a mess. X the book. Who's Tammy? Tammy is that chick. I'm trying to be nice. That chick that was Cecil's best friend of 20 plus years and was meddling in Simone and Cecil's marriage to the point where Cecil almost lost it all over this darn Tammy. That's who Tammy is, okay? Go ahead, Curbs. What do you have to say?
What book?
Okay.
There has been no evidence of a book. They just keep asking all their other married friends for advice about being married. Please, what book? And then plus, how did you show the world the why 3 years ago, but you're not ready to talk about the why with the man that was the why? Because I don't understand. And then you didn't mention Tammy. You didn't mention Tammy. The whole book is about how you blew up and came back together, but you're not going to name the bomb.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Cecil, I think, is the saner one in the relationship because he will give you the really, really real.
Yeah.
And he's not trying to fluff and butter nothing.
Right.
And Simone is all on top, like she has some bad news to give a patient and is beating around the bush. She needs to get to it before there's a do not resuscitate upon this marriage.
It's already there.
3 years is too long to not. I was positive for them two to always be the ones on couple trips talking about, okay, now here's what we're going to do as the married couple hosting the trip. We want all the things of everybody else out. I was positive they were putting in the work behind the scenes and it just got edited out or something like that. But to find out there's been 0 follow-up appointments after that pap smear, that's not a good look.
It's not. Everybody hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that like button. Yeah, so you're saying X the book.
What book?
Oh shoot. Hashtag what book? Oh
it's
my.
Still,
okay.
No book. Yeah.
It is a book. Candice, talk to me. Are we continuing on with this book?
No. No, they need to continue on with working on their marriage. They need to go dig deeper and really know how to be understanding and forgiving. But you have to know the truth first. You can't go to a counselor and don't give them the truth. How do you expect it to work? Exactly. And they got to give each other's truth. And that's on Simone, because she's basically saying, if I told you what I really felt, okay, then it's on you, girl. Why don't you tell me what you really felt? That was fix it.
That was hard for me to watch. I wasn't expecting that. I want to see these two make it. But they need to talk more. This is sad. This is not good. Erica Marie, what are we doing with this book?
You know, I feel like you got to know your why, right? So what's the purpose of the book, right? I'm not married, but I don't think married people want to read a book to figure out how to just be stuck in a rut, right? So if there was an affair, then y'all need to push past it. Y'all need to find some healing so that y'all can finish the book, because the book cannot be finished if y'all just still stuck at a plateau. Y'all haven't even overcame it yet, you know? So maybe they just need to take a pause for the cause, figure it out, and then revisit this later.
Let me ask you something, Erica, and everybody in the room. Do y'all feel like that Simone is stuck and Cecil is kind of like, moved on? That's what it looks like to me.
100%.
Yeah, but Cecil moved on because he was the one with the friend.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one with the friend. So, but see, the thing is, she shouldn't agree to stay knowing that she's still hurt to the point where she can't even talk about it. And she said, if I do talk about it, it may be the end of us. So then why are you here? You have to talk about it. You have to get through the dirty stuff to get back clean again. So tell him to his face, you still to this moment pissed off about that relationship he had with Tammy. And I need to see your phone because Cecil might still be talking to Tammy. But I'm not trying to start no mess. What do you want to say about this book? Are we done with it?
I think we are done with the book, but I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite storylines on the show. I love when in season 6, when they were going through their whole thing. And I think episode 14 was when Simone stormed out of the restaurant because she was like, you're messing with a B that don't give a D about my marriage, But when you go back and watch that, she was basically, I think it boiled down to 2 things. The one thing I'm going to be messy about, I think it was also finances. Remember, Cecil had just lost his job. He was bringing in no money at all, and he really was in no rush because he had got that severance package. And I think that also was making Simone pissed off because they was in 2 separate houses at one point. We were in the North house and the South house. And
but they lied to us, though, remember? And that's what they're trying to do with this book. And that's why Omarosa is trying to stop them. They lied to us because she lied and said she wanted to be close to the work. They didn't initially up front just say that they were separated, and that's why they had this North house and the South house. And she was also pissed because he was trying to start a business and he took $10,000 out of the joint account for some bogus business. And he didn't talk to her about it. So they had a lot going on. They need to come clean and be straight. And if you're going to help somebody, you can't help nobody with a lie. So if you're going to write a book that is full of a bunch of fluff and lies, you're not going to help nobody. But tell us the truth. Tell us why you had a North and a South house.
Absolutely.
Tell us how you was pissed that he took that money out of the joint account. Talk to us and stop the games. Okay.
And that'll probably sell more books and help more couples, because people probably really are going through stuff like that. But and just lastly, really quickly, I do want to have some update on Tammy, because remember she also said that he invited her to the house for Christmas and she stayed at the house for 8 days randomly, just for
Who,
what?
Tammy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't remember that, Diva?
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
she
No,
was
I do
hot,
not.
like, that was on the reunion because she was like, there is no way that someone should reside in the city of Atlanta and be spending 7 days at my home when you have a home in Atlanta. Oh, yeah, she was hot about
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I did not
Crazy.
remember that.
Yeah.
OMG. That's bad.
That's bad.
Can I say something too? I honestly
Yes.
feel like Heavenly knew, because Heavenly said, well, I don't remember what it was, but she went live or something and she said something about how Black women don't like when you ain't got no job for too long. Because if Cecil has been best friends with this lady for 25 years, how is this now a issue? You know, all of a sudden she's the problem. No, it was that job and that money that he took out for that business and all
Yep.
of that. And also, you had to have some sense of comfortability though, because I couldn't imagine my husband having a female friend staying at my house for any amount of days, let alone 8 days. So I think that was really a true friendship, and she was really mad about him losing his job.
Let me
And
tell
she
you
don't want
this.
him to feel little.
Yeah, let me tell you this. I do not remember that. I don't remember that chick staying there that long. I promise you this. I would have went to that South House, North House, or wherever they was, and I would have burnt the whole thing down. There's no way that some chick is staying up in my house. I did not remember that piece of it. And everybody's telling me that he took out $25,000, not 10. That's a lot. That's a lot without you speak taking that amount of money out of your joint account to do whatever is problematic, and you don't do that without talking to me.
Right.
That's the problem. Sebastian, are we keeping this book? We scrapping this book? What are we doing with this book?
Listen, Auntie Heavenly, Auntie Dr. Heavenly said it best last night. There is no book. A book, it
Hold
takes
on.
a long time for a book to come out. Okay? There is no book. The only thing, in my opinion, what I believe, Cecil and Simone only wanted to know information about people's marriages. That's all they wanted to know. Having these people come into their homes, sit down, chat, and everything. That's all they wanted to know. There is no book. There is no book. And Tammy is probably still communicating with Cecil without Simone knowing. Okay.
I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I'm concerned.
Oh, well, no, but see, now, Sebastian, I think Simone does know, and that's why she's just kind of so bitter about it, and just like, whatever, like I said, it's kind of giving me Dr. Jackie and Curtis, you know, they just letting their partners do whatever just to save face for the public. That's what it's giving me. You know, these doctors, when you got a title, you do anything to try to keep yourself looking good and to the public and, you know, your patient.
Well, you know, with Dr. Simone, I'm not so sure, because she was ready to leave at that reunion. She had enough for Cecil, and that's why she was in the North House or the South House or whatever. I'm not quite sure, but we got more digging. We got more digging to do. But Mims, you're in the building. What do you want to add to this conversation?
Cecil is not a bit more messing with Tammy than I don't know what. Everybody can't see my picture, but my avatar is a picture of Tammy. Diva can see it. Was Cecil messing with Tammy?
Oh, I see who Tammy is. Because is that Tammy and Simone in the picture?
That's Tammy and Simone.
See, but here's the thing you got to know, Mims, because everybody, and I'm going to connect this story to it. Everybody's like, how is, what is the coach name that's in trouble now? They like, how did this coach cheat on Nia Long? What people got to understand about cheating is, nine times out of 10, it don't have nothing to do with the look of the other person. It has a lot to do with how that other person is making you feel. And so Dr. Simone is busy. She's a doctor. And they're delivering a lot of babies, so forth and so on. And after you deliver these babies, you got a chart. And if you remember back that Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie was saying this, that a lot of times once they finish their day, they had to come home and chart. If your chart does not say the appropriate thing, then the insurance company is not going to pay you the money when you submit that bill. So I think that Simone was busy. I think he had to realize he married a doctor. And so he couldn't speak to Simone, he was speaking to Tammy. And you know what? You can end up falling in love with somebody over the phone because y'all having conversation every day, all day, and that person is saying what you are missing in your relationship. They're saying what you want to hear. So that darn Tammy was probably saying, yeah, your wife need to find time for you. Shut up, Tammy. His wife is a doctor and he knew what he signed up for, okay?
Amen.
So what he should have been doing is he should have been supporting Simone because she's working so hard, and she's the reason why y'all have what you have. Okay, and you text your wife during the day and figure things out. You figure out how to
Wait,
get
Diva.
what you're missing from your partner. Okay, not Tammy.
And
So
y'all
yeah, he fell
Diva.
in love with Tammy in her conversation. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hold on 1 second. So
Yeah.
this is my issue with Simone. I think that Simone, she shows up with a representative. First off, Cecil was not broke. He was a electrical engineer. And Simone seems like the woman that's gonna make him pay half the bills. So it's not like he was tied living off Simone. Secondly, that second house was not because they were separated. That second house was because he left his job, or his job like fired him or whatever, severanced him. And that was a way to save more of the money from taxes. If you get severance and you purchase real estate, as long as you keep that real estate for like 2 years, it's like it's a tax protection. So when she's over there complaining about this man like he is just the worst thing ever, they purchased that house and they did what? Kept it for 2 years. You know what I mean? So then his money is tied up in this, his severance and stuff is tied up in this, and she's telling the world he took $25,000 out of my. Well, you're living in a whole home that he purchased with his severance package. You know what I mean? And she never says anything like this. This man has been a active member of this show. She's the one that's getting paid. I just think that he gets a bad rap. And I don't think that he was messing with Tammy. I think what actually happened was he confided in Tammy. And a lot of people do this. You get into a fight with your spouse or your partner or whatever, you go to your best friend, and the biggest mistake you can do is then repeat to your spouse or partner what your best friend said, because then they're going to hold that resentment. So you got Tammy up here vacationing with them, but in the back of Simone's mind, she's thinking, this is the BITCH that just told him to get me in line or get me in check. That was the real issue. I almost can guarantee it wasn't that he was sleeping with Tammy. It was that Tammy was that voice of reason in his head when Simone was acting the fool, talking about she's the doctor, and belittling that man.
So man, I could. Let me just say this about what you're saying. Okay, so you could get the house, but you don't have to live in the house. So I'm not in agreement with well, okay, maybe you need the house for whatever tax, whatever you wanted to do, all that can be, but you didn't have to live in the house. You could have still slept in the bed beside your husband. So some people are telling me that maybe perhaps Tammy, she plays with the other team, like she likes her own side, and that's fine. Either way, though, emotionally, Tammy was too much up in the business. Okay. She was jealous about her own best friend relationship with his wife. And if she was a real friend, she would have constantly on a regular basis told him, go back to your wife and fix your life. Okay. So my best friends, they do come to me and they say, ba, 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 and XYZ about their mate. And I get them all the way together. Okay. One of my girlfriends, I had this straight tell her, you knew what you was getting into when you married him. So now you got to deal with it, because that was all apparent before you said I do. Don't think that the saying I do is going to change the person. Okay. When you what he was or she was before you said I do is the same person you want to get when you go home and lay in the bed with them. I do doesn't change anything. So as a best friend, my thing is what you should say, what you got to say to the people is, listen, I know this is what you're going through with your partner, and this is what I think you should do. But you always send them back to go talk to their partner. But what you don't do is pit them against their own partner and say, yeah, she dead wrong or he dead wrong. And if you that unhappy, you know, that's other person, then you got to go in the relationship. But
Right.
but what we're not going to do is wait. Let me read this super chat, and then E.L. Brown, thank you so much. Diva, I agree with you. That second house was bought because they were separated. The worst relationship is an emotional relationship. It's the worst. It's the worst because it's a deeper connection than just sex. I wholeheartedly, yes, it's the worst. Okay, in the minute you start talking to somebody more than you talk to your spouse, it's problematic. It's problematic. And that chick staying in the house and I'm not there, woo, child, that house would have got burnt down. I would have had to court a case, okay?
Right.
I would have court a case. But believe me, if I would have found out that Tammy was up in my house spending the night and I'm not there, oh no, we got problems. We got problems. Okay. I'm busting down the door and everything. Go ahead. What was you gonna say, Maria?
It was so confusing because they would bounce back and forth between both houses. Like the reasoning that Simone said at first, she said that they needed another home so that she could be closer to the hospital.
Yes, she did.
She said that. And then she was staying at the North house. Cecil was staying at the South house. Then they would be in the same house together. And then they would flop houses. Something was going on.
Also, she said it was because she didn't want to clean up after them anymore. Remember, she said she was in the house with all those men and couldn't stand having to be the one to chart, clean, and do everything else. So that's another reason she supposedly got a house. But Mims, I saw the picture of Tammy. And Cecil would still hit that. A lot of men will still hit that. Let me just mention Camilla, the new Queen of England, was a side chick.
Queen
what
consort.
she looked like compared to Diana, who was his wife.
Queen concubine.
Camilla, every dance he got, he was hitting that thing. And it made Diana so upset, but also same relationship, right? Like Diana and Camilla and Charles is almost the same thing because Camilla and Charles were already friends.
Yes, they were.
Were already friends. Camilla doesn't look like that much of a threat. So Diana let it slide. Simone let it slide. But then all these years later, the lady gets an 8-night stay over at the house. Really? Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Really?
During the Christmas holiday.
Hold on, let me let Val go. Right. But 1 second. Juanita, thank you so much for the super sticker. I truly appreciate it. Go ahead, Val. You're in the building. Nice to see you.
Hey, nice to see everybody. Look, I understand what Means is saying, but let's just put it out there. That house was a break from the whole household, Cecil and the kids, because she was getting ready to walk. So that's what I think. I think it was a pre walk away divorce situation. Simply, it wasn't no closer to the job, all that. It was a pre-walk away. That's what I want to call it. It was a legal household separation.
Yeah.
A trial separation.
Yeah.
A trial separation. And that needs to be a chapter in the book. Come on now. Go ahead, Val.
And two, when it comes to a man cheating, I understand what everybody's talking about looks, but let me tell you something. When a man want to cheat, he only looking at one set of lips, and it ain't the top ones, okay? So it's all the same to them, okay? I don't care if the top lips is ugly, the bottom ones is cute as hell to them, okay? Because that's what they looking at, okay? So that's why they cheat. So you can't go by looks when it comes to cheating, okay? You can't go by who you are to the world if they cheat on you. If a man,
I'm a virgin. What are you talking about?
If you don't stop lying, you know what?
I am one too, Mims.
I hope the lady don't come on his phone and pop off and hit.
Okay, you better.
Right? And look, when it came to that fight, yes, she was supposed to go tell Eugene, because if somebody else tell him, that would have been wrong. I would have told my husband too. I'd have walked up there and told him just what was said. Now Audrey inserted herself to Eugene and her conversation. But yeah, she was. But you know, you titty bumping somebody. Come on, I wouldn't have mugged you in the face, but I would have pushed you off of me and say, "Girl, you better get out of my face." You know what I'm saying? But it's just everybody want to base how Toya did it. Toya did it to her face instead of like push her on the shoulder or push her in her chest and say, "Girl, you better get up off me." You understand what I'm saying? So that's my difference there. But I would have got her out of my face too because you in my face. You don't titty bump me, okay? We gonna titty bump each other till I push you in your face. But sorry, that's what I would have did. But hey, what was the other story you were saying? Let me hurry get all of what was the other story you were talking about?
Okay, so are we scrapping the book? Are we done with
Man,
this book?
the book is like I said, the book was nothing but a storyline. Okay, that's all that book was a storyline. That book is a fake book. Simone is still being fake because I believe Cecil did hit that. I believe Cecil hit it. But the whole thing was Cecil, when he lost his job, he had more time to spend with Tammy. So they was going golfing together, going out to eat, hanging out and stuff like that. So they had more time to spend with each other. So it wasn't about the finance. It was about how he was spending his time. Okay. But just like her and Jackie have found out, if you don't give a man time, he's gonna give time to somebody that's giving him time.
Well, you said a mouthful right there. You said
Okay,
a mouthful right there.
that's the reason. That's the reason why Jackie got another mini her to go in her office because she realized if she don't keep keep her butt at home sometime and spend some time with her husband, he gonna make 2 sandwiches. And it's not gonna be for her. Okay.
Oh,
So
damn.
you better spend some time. And then Eugene would teaching his kids something. Eugene got to teach his kids because Toya can't help with their homework and Toya can't help them with cooking. Okay, so
Exactly,
what
Val. That's
Huh?
what I wanted to know, Val. Why them kids' homework wasn't done? What are you doing, Toya? What y'all was so
And
busy
then-
doing? You a stay-at-home mom, Toya.
But that explanation
She's
about
doing the
just
neighbor.
tell the teacher,
She's doing the
just
neighbor,
tell the teacher
allegedly.
you were doing something else. Where does that work? I can't just tell that teacher to my teachers nothing like that.
Okay.
Man,
Boy,
neither one of them.
just lie to the teacher because I was at the neighbor house. Just lie to the teacher and tell her we had a busy night.
But
Listen,
come on, Diva.
that
But
book
Diva,
is cute, though. Yes.
Diva, you are a parent. We all, anybody that's a parent know how it is to be a parent, whether you're a single parent or a parent, just a dual parenthood. The whole thing is there are certain things that you have to do with your children. They are a bad example. Toya and Anile are bad examples of being parenting their kids. Okay, they want to have the kids and want somebody else take care of them. Toya want to just drive them to school. That's all Toya want to do is just drive them to school and pick them up. That's all Toya want to do. That is not teaching your kids. You need to learn how to. You're a bad example on TV. Now, if you something else at home, you need to show that on TV because you're a bad example on TV. Okay,
A very bad example.
Yes,
Because as a working mom,
yes.
I make sure my kid, when he was a elementary school kid, made sure his homework was done. I would have
Thank you.
loved to be able to sit at home and just focus fully on my children. There would be
Thank
no
you.
reason why his homework not done. That's your
Thank
job.
you.
That's your
Thank
job.
you. Thank you. And you should be teaching them how to make his bed up. You should be teaching them how to make breakfast, not just make it for him. You should be teaching him how to make breakfast, how to clean up after himself, and how to get his clothes ready. He's still telling his mama to lay out his clothes. Y'all not teaching these kids the right thing. You understand what I'm saying? You're not teaching their kids the right thing. That's all I'm saying. It's a bad example of being a household home mama, whatever y'all want to call her. I'm just saying. She got Eugene and she's tricking and sticking. You know what I'm saying? She just throwing it on him and thinking the coochie is enough. The coochie is not enough. Okay, sorry. The coochie is not enough. It
What
might be
she
some
doing,
good.
Val? She doing what?
Coochie is sticking and licking. Now, yeah, that's what she thinks. She think just because she got the coochie that she said, I got your kids, I got the coochie, so you're gonna do what I say. No, Eugene need to find his balls and start standing up to her. She done already told everybody and their mama that Eugene got a little dick and little thing, and she basically just saying she trapped him. Y'all want to talk about heavily trapping somebody? She trapped him. Okay, you a doctor. I gave you some coochie. I gave you some kids. Now you're gonna give me the house and the cars and the purses that I want, and I ain't gonna do nothing.
Nothing but drink. Can you imagine how pickled that pussy is? All she does is drink all day.
And then she had nerves to say,
whatever she got going on, Eugene is wrapped around the whole entire thing. He's hooked, sink. He's locked down because he even told her like. But wait, let me just tell you this. Even at the birthday party, he told her, he said, thanks, baby, for having our kid 12 years ago. You're the best. You're the best. Yo, Toya could write a book. Toya could write a book, Val. Go ahead. Yes, babe.
She did write a book. I don't know if anybody read it, but she did write a book. But Diva, come on. If your coochie is that good, ain't no man need to masturbate before he hit that. Come on.
She
All
can
right?
write.
Wow.
He said it.
Pussy just reeking of Patron.
She said that she is pissed off because Eugene masturbates before they have sex. But your coochie good. He must be trying to make some wet.
No. Val, that actually, if you masturbate before sex and you're a guy, it can make the actual intercourse last longer because you already busted one off.
And if you're a guy, and you're really interested in the coochie that you get, you don't need no pre nothing.
You don't.
That's a fact.
You don't.
Is this Diva After Dark? This is Diva After Dark.
I know, right?
Wow.
I have to leave.
So wait,
Wow.
Hold on one second. Let me just say this. Whatever Toya is doing or not doing with Eugene, he's here for it. He loves it. She got him wrapped around her finger. He literally told her at the birthday party, "Thank you for everything. I love you. You're the best." Okay. Yes.
Eugene got low self-esteem. Eugene got low self-esteem.
I'll tell y'all that looks so fake. That looks so fake. It looked so fake.
But wait, we gotta close this out with Jackie's event. Jackie, why are you having this thing outside and it's 41 degrees? I'm good. I'm gonna sit in this house next to your fireplace, and when y'all bring this gig indoors, that's when I'm gonna start to chat with y'all. Because what was with the food truck? The food was nasty.
But she didn't want to in the house. She didn't want all of it.
Wait, hold on one second, Val. Let me just get this out. The food looked nasty. You got this whole food truck there, and they put a piece of white Wonder Bread on the plate. I was like, what in the world is going on here? That was some trash, right? So now you got these big heaters out there, but what heat is going to heat up in 41 degrees? I'm sorry. It was 41 degrees. And so they sit around and they get to chatting. Heavenly forgets what she does. That's part of my problem with her, Heavenly Angels. She forgets what she does. So Toya wanted to sit there and say, well, Heavenly told me, Quad, you've been running your mouth about me. And now Heavenly uses her stuff and talk about, what are you talking about? Don't put my name in it. My husband got a big D. Heavenly, calm down. You did, although I appreciated you telling Toya what was going down, but Heavenly, do mental recall, you did start the mess. You started the firestorm. You did tell Toya that all of these ladies was talking about her. Now you want to sit here and pretend that you did not, okay? And then you want to remind us that your mother passed. I'm sorry that your mother passed. Our condolences, Heavenly. But you did start the mess. And then she couldn't even get out the door. She was like, which knob? Okay. She was being messy. Messy.
No, I disagree.
I know Royer got this.
Go ahead. I go next.
Okay. Go ahead, Royer.
Now, this is why I said a couple of weeks ago that Heavenly should have mind her business and not said anything about the whole cheating scandal, because every time Toya turns around and tries to take out her anger, frustration, whatever, on everybody else instead of accepting the blame for what has happened. Heavenly did not do anything. Let's get mad at Quad. Let's get mad at Anila. Let's get mad at the other chick that came to the house and was supposedly started the rumor, shared the rumors.
That part.
Of Toya. I'm done. And you're not going to continue to put it on Heavenly every time something happened. My auntie mama passed away. We are grieving, bitch. Like, we're grieving. Don't come for us.
Okay, I got you too.
I got mad at Jackie because Jackie did not get up and open the door to help us out, nor did she come outside and help us while we were grieving. So I got a few little issues with Jackie as well. Period.
Yes.
But Diva, I agree. I agree with most of what you said, but I disagree with you saying that Heavenly shouldn't have told her, because this is the thing. when you have a girlfriend, whether you like them or not, sometimes you want to warn them before they get into a situation. So I agree with her for warning her.
Yep.
But
They
the
are
point
not
is,
girlfriends. They are not friends. No, 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 no.
no. But this is the thing. I said, whether you associates, whatever you want to call them, sometimes you still want to warn somebody, even if you don't like somebody. You don't want to see them get put in a situation. Okay, that's just girl code. Okay, because it's like you knew why you didn't tell me. You understand what I'm saying? So the point is, what I'm trying to say is that I agree with Heavenly telling her. I disagree with Toya saying how she knows, because this is the thing. It's like one of those things when you see somebody's husband cheating and you go tell her, man, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but your husband is cheating on you. He was at the motel such and such, and then she come back, so you said you was in the hotel with such. You know what I'm saying? Work how you get your information. She only told her that to help her.
Right.
Okay, so you don't throw it back to somebody's face when somebody's trying to help you. That's the thing. I disagree with Toya.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that now, but don't act like you. But once somebody throw it back, don't act like you didn't say it. Talk about you ain't in this, and then want to talk about how your man got a big D, and then poor Dr. Eugene is sitting there looking like, okay, what is going on? Why is my private part?
What's going on? He knows exactly what's
talking about. I'm so tired of Heavenly every night and all that.
Yes, hold on 1 second, guys. Yes, who is that, Mim?
No, it wasn't me.
Who was trying to talk?
This is Angel Eyes.
Oh, hey, Angel Eyes. How are you?
Eyes.
Yes, what do you want to add to the conversation?
I'm fine. What I want to add is when I'm looking at Heavenly, if Heavenly is trying to help you out, you know anything that starts with Heavenly says is gonna be a mess. So Heavenly is just throwing you a bone, right? If Heavenly is throwing you a bone, would you keep the bone? If you want to tell it, but you don't have to mention her name. Why? Because you know the moment you mention her name, you know everybody then have a stick about to beat her. So in a way, I understand why her Heavenly blew up, because it's like, my God, gee, I try to help you, and after you trying to throw me underneath the bus, my shoes, my mother dead. I'm going through menopause. Bring me all up in the mess, and I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to turn over this new leaf. I'm trying not to be messy. I talk about you. I'm bringing you the information before everything blow up, and you still want to throw me underneath the bus, and after you want to get mad when I talk about you behind your back, but I'm telling you to your face, this is what the people them saying. I don't blame Heavenly. I would tell them, say, yeah, my man, good too. And walk out.
Can I please say something?
Okay, yes.
I just gotta say something. If you're gonna be the bone carrier, why you just can't own it? Why every Heavenly gotta blow up? So what if Toya brings your name up? You said it. Just say, yeah, I said it. I think she felt embarrassed because she did it right there in front of Quad, and she knows she and Quad go back and forth. It was the truth, and I agree with you. And actually, Toya was trying to say something to Quad, but she just brought in how Quad was brought into it, and before she got a chance to even have that whole conversation and battle back and forth with loud Quad, Heavenly jumps up. But if you're going to be carrying the bone, and I think it was good that Heavenly told her, absolutely, because I think she felt something for her. She felt that girl about to be double teamed up in here. Everybody in here is after you this right now. And I'm gonna let you know what they're talking about you. As a friend, you should, even if you're not a friend. I was down for Heavenly for doing that. I thought that was good. I don't really care for Heavenly that much. But I say kudos, girl, you did that. But can you own it?
Yeah. Can you own it? That's what she needed to do. She needed to own it.
But she did own it.
Hold on 1 second, Curve. Sin, you in the building. What do you want to add to this conversation?
Hey, Sin.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Erica Marie, I missed you last week. You always speak my language.
Did you miss me?
I see you every day practically. Big me. But I want to start with Anila. Do I want to start with Anila? Yeah, let's start with Anila. She's helpless. Dr. Kiran is my favorite. He's my MVP. We're starting to GoFundMe for Dr. Eugene. He needs a new backbone. I'm gonna set that up tonight.
And a penis enlargement.
Oh my God!
He's losing weight. He's losing weight.
Go ahead.
He's losing weight. And by the time he gets all that done, Toya will be gone to the next one anyway. Because he's not going to leave her. She's going to have to leave him. And
Probably
then,
Contessa.
for Contessa.
I'm about to log off.
Eugene would be scared.
Go ahead, sis. Finish. Sin will be trapping the book
Okay,
from Cecil and Simone.
You guys talked for 30 minutes about a person that wasn't even in the scene, Audra. 30 minutes, and she wasn't even in the show this week. She's on timeout.
Yes, she is.
Dr. Heavenly, my man got a big old D. Come on, daddy. TMI.
Yeah.
I don't think Cecil and Simone should write this book. It will be the demise of their relationship unless they can really dig deep and put it all out there. Otherwise, they're not. And they bought that second house when Tammy spent the night. It's when they were all still under one roof, and it was during the holiday season. That was
so Simone was in the house.
Yes, Simone was also in the house.
Wondering why she was there for
so,
exactly.
you know what though? So Tammy was being slick. Just like with Neil Long, that chick that he allegedly was messing with, she helped them move to Boston. See, the enemy be in your face.
Oh, yeah.
The enemy be in your face. No, Tammy is problematic, period. She's problematic. And probably when Dr. Simone was knocked out after doing her shift in Charted, Tammy done snuck downstairs with Cecil and something went down. I don't like Tammy.
Can I please add something to that?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Who was that?
Well, I definitely wanted to say something as a married woman. First of all, I'm your best friend. So if we are having issues, we need to figure out how to get back to our best friendship the way we started.
Come on now.
You can't have no best friend female. I am far from insecure. But normally there is going to be some attraction. It's not even that it's a physical. If she takes his emotions, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
You don't want the emotions taken out of your relationships because it's not about sex. It's not about how great you look. Those things will fade. It's about the partnership and it's about the emotional attachment. And it's about maintaining that close friendship. And I think that's something that she and Jackie kind of lost in their relationship because they're the breadwinners. They're the ones that are kind of got everything going on.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie will quickly deflate Curtis, and it's just sad. You just look at him now. It's just, she goes home, but you didn't go home for him. You went home to be on TV and talk about every other new thing you got going on.
But Jackie doesn't even want to be with Curtis. Jackie is punishing Curtis because of what he did. She doesn't even want to be with Curtis.
You don't see nothing going on in that relationship.
No.
And here again is where I'm going to give. But this is what I'm going to give to Dr. Heavenly again. Dr. Heavenly is trying to help them get their lives together, but they refuse to listen. When she went to the food truck and she brought Daddy his plate, what is the big deal? Why can't you bring your man a plate of food?
When you're already getting
food. That's so ridiculous to me.
That was ridiculous.
That's because Toy's the man and Eugene's the wife. He was bringing his husband her plate.
That's that Patron cat.
Listen,
we talking about Simone though.
They have untraditional marriage rules.
So Toya is a top?
I don't think that it has to be the wife bringing the food all the time, right?
No,
but you're at the freaking truck. You can't bring your mate the food. Now that is Toya and Eugene's relationship. Eugene has spoiled that chick to the point where she can't even see clearly, okay? Right. She feels entitled to him doing everything. So
because she don't think nobody else will want him.
Right. In their case, they're a little bit different, right? But Simone, you're at the truck. Get your man some food. Right. Dr. Jackie, you get your man some food. It's so ridiculous to me. And that's why at the end of the day, with anything ever were to go down, the last couple standing will definitely be Heavenly and Daddy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes. I just think about that one scene when when Dr. Heavenly said my favorite line of the night, the second favorite line, the one about you don't let the door crack hit you, That was hilarious when she couldn't get out of the door. But she was saying all that stuff about Dr. Damon's eggplants because Toya, if you go back and watch, Toya implied there were rumors out about
I don't know who's that.
Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon also. She said something like, oh, there's rumors about you too. And she said, there is no rumor like that about me. I'm only sleeping with my husband and he got a big D. So it was an entire conversation that she was only having with Toya. But by the time she got out of the house is when the rest of the sentence came out because she couldn't get out the door. So where she said it, I don't care. I love that she said it. If Toya can go on national TV and say that her person's thing is like 2 inches long, then surely we need a counter production of a humongous peen. Duh.
She did that for Eugene to hear.
Yeah, she did.
You saw
She
Eugene's
did.
face. Didn't you love
She
how
did that on
edited Eugene going, "Arr"? He knew
I
that
knew-
was-
Yeah, but you know what though? That was petty, right?
It was petty.
It was petty. It's like if you want to have a fight, if that could, you listen. If I'm fighting with the ladies, I'm fighting with the ladies.
That
And
part.
again, I'm gonna know how to read Toya down if I'm fighting with her. I'm not gonna drag her husband in it. Just like Heavenly would not want anybody to say a word about Daddy. Don't
But
be
Toya
trying to be
did.
little.
She did.
But
That's the
Toya
thing.
is the one
Toya
who
had
said
just said there was a
about
rumor.
Oh,
them
yeah,
having
she said I
sex.
heard rumors. Yeah, she did go low. She said I heard rumors about y'all too. So what she's saying is that, right? There's rumors about everybody, but somebody at some point got to decide to take the high road. Who is that going to be? I wouldn't have dragged Eugene in it because Eugene already gets so many hits to the point where he just needs to pull down his pants and show us what's going on.
You think he embarrassed now? He'll really be embarrassed. Oh my
I don't
goodness.
want to see. I don't want to
I
see.
don't want to see.
Me either.
My pure
Not
eyes
with
do not
good
want to
eye.
see. I do not want to see no
But
sinful
Diva,
Yes, yes.
but Diva, it's so funny when I look at it. Toya talks so bad about her husband, but yet they have the most problems, in communicating. And every chance Heavenly get, she uplifts her husband. She talks about how good he is. She talks about what she does for him. And just maybe if Toya will learn how to give what Heavenly does to her husband, maybe her husband dick might actually grow. You ever thought about that?
Oh no, you know what? I do. Now listen, I joke about Heavenly a lot, but I'm gonna tell you clearly, hands down, Heavenly got that thing on lock on how to treat your spouse. She
That part.
really does. And I'm not in
Yeah.
any disagreement with the way that she treats her husband. I may joke a lot or whatever the case may be, but I truly believe the way that she treats her husband, hands down, they can take some lessons, right? Because like I said, what is the big deal of bringing your husband a plate?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see what the big deal was. And you're at the stand. He got to walk over there and get his phone, and you proving what to who, right? That's
And
your
he's
man.
probably just coming from work.
Plus,
He's
wasn't
obviously
Eugene-
just coming from work. He was just
Right.
coming home from work. That is so
Yeah.
sad.
That's
And
so
the whole
sad,
reason
right?
they were there was because it was right after work. They had just done
Mhm.
community outreach on
Right.
a COVID thing. And
Yeah.
so he literally just got finished working and she's like, can you bring me a plate?
Right. She
Mhm.
well, Toya is trifling, but listen, we can't just blame Toya. Dr.
Eugene.
Simone did it, Dr. Jackie did it. It was like they can go get their own plate. I didn't
Yeah.
see you're not showing a good representation of what marriage should be like, especially you, Simone, and you're trying to write this
A
book.
book.
Relationship book. Thank you.
Yes.
A relationship book, and you
But
got it all kinds of twisted. That's not the
gonna-
way you do your man. That's not the way you do your mate.
Can I please
All
say
I
to
can
you,
say-
Diva, I totally agree. I love my husband to death, but it goes both ways.
Yes.
Right.
But I love being woman. I love having a man that I can be a woman too. And I hope I'm not offending nobody. I really hope not. I love being able to do for my husband because Lord knows he can do for himself. He cooked way better than me. He cooks. I wash dishes. We balance each other. But I love how I don't care for Heavenly, but I do like how she treats her husband.
Yeah.
I do. in
And I was
common
just
sense,
gonna
you said in
co-sign
But then
and say
again, see, guess what? What you also got to look at too is what you got to look at too is because Heavenly does all that for her husband has no problem with her. You understand what I'm saying? So
right.
therefore, if
Mhm.
anyone should be writing a relationship, should have been Dr. Heavenly because
They
Simone
not
can
yeah,
perfect
sit
though.
down
she
with
You
already
that
That
has a book.
one.
they got
She
stuff
already
going
has a
on.
book.
I believe they
because
got some
there's
stuff.
nothing because here this Dr. Heavenly had to help you keep your marriage,
Yeah,
All
this
but
I
then
can
Dr.
common
say
sense said
is
had to
Toya,
help
and
her keep her
Toya was so.
marriage.
Wait, hold on one second. And Toya was so disrespected. She's like, "Where's my hot sauce, girl?
Mm.
Girl, that girl,
Rude.
Masculine
girl,
energy.
Rude.
That's that
she's,
masculine energy.
Rude.
yeah, this,
Toya is a power top.
Yeah,
that's
her and
horrible.
Well,
All
then,
Contessa.
I can say
and
is
I
I
want to
give my
bring this up
husband a
as
plate and
well.
he gets me a plate. So
It's,
it's reciprocal in
why
relationship.
this
Yeah, but it's
reciprocal?
the
Right.
way
yeah.
that she
But
did it.
it
It's the
is
way that
totally
she
the way
did
that
it.
she did it. Like had
Yeah.
my husband just got off from dealing with the COVID people that I was crying about he dealt with last summer, I would have definitely got his ass a plate. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Since I
Yeah,
create on TV, let me fix it on TV. But no, she
Even
doesn't
if
have that
not,
self-awareness.
it's the way she turned it's the way she turned around and looked at him as if he was her husband. I mean, his wife. The way she looked, the look she gave him. So you gonna fix
yeah.
me a plate, right? Like I got you checked. That's ugly. You don't do that. Don't disrespect your man in public like that. It's bad enough we got to
And
see
on
you do it
and
inside
on
your
TV,
house.
and for your boys to see, and for your boys to
Yes.
see. So, Roy,
Mhm.
what you wanted to say something? What did you want to say?
Yeah, I got one more go off for one other person too, and that would be Contessa because the fakeness of, oh, I know how it feels to lose a mom. I understand. I've been here before. I'm so sorry. No, 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 no. Girl, get out of here. Just at the beginning of the
She
season,
might have really
you was
felt
going
that.
off on Heavenly, trying to make her look bad, make it seem like she done broke up your marriage and all this stuff. Now you want to take her advice and make a plate for your husband and bring him a plate and do all of this extra stuff. It made me mad, and she will be talking about Heavenly next episode, so we're gonna see her
Yeah.
flip flop again, just like she's been
But
on social media and Twitter talking about Heavenly still after she said she was no longer going to do it again. We want
Yeah.
to
Mm.
thank Quad,
she
for
loves
everyone sincere
Heavenly, and
coming
as
out
a
there,
friend,
checking
you
out
don't
on
have.
Heavenly, and letting Heavenly know that we support you and we understand. We know Toya ain't got no soul, and she don't know how to be nice to someone who has lost the love of their life, their mother. We're done with these girls. We're done with them. Get them out of here.
Done.
Go.
But Contessa
Well,
could have
right out
actually been
there.
Thank
feeling
you,
that
Royer.
because everybody
Did
feels that
Contessa?
way, and
Hold on. Let me say something. Roy, so for the Contessa, right? Here's the thing. At least she came out and said, my condolences. Quad is flip floppy and messy too.
Yep.
Because if you remember the scene when it was Quad, Dr. Heavenly, and Dr. Jackie at Dr. Heavenly's house, right? And Heavenly talked about how like her mother came from, a message was sent from heaven, from Heavenly to the mom saying, like, I'm good. The mom saying she was good, right? And Quad said, well, her mother needs to come down and tell her, that if she treat her friends better, that she needs to treat her friends better. So Quad is a little shady boots too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly, Diva.
So we
Exactly,
ain't gonna
Diva.
Yeah.
act like Quad is above it all and she's above
The
these high
Quad did not
standards.
come into
Fake.
Quad
this
runs her
season
mouth.
dragging Heavenly either. Quad did not
Mm,
come into literally Contessa's whole storyline
Oh, not
has been
today.
Heavenly and this so-called fitness, whatever she's doing,
have
which I'm like,
have you ever had a
whatever.
friend that you fell out with, and something happened to a loved one that you know personally? Don't you reach out to them?
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
Like,
that's you.
oh,
That's
yeah, I
Oh,
do.
you.
I would.
not if
Oh,
you're
I would.
falling out. It depends on how bad the fallout is.
But
But
yeah.
Dr.
exactly.
Heavenly did mention in her live too, you guys. She just said yesterday in her live that
Yeah.
Contessa is fake AF
He said that.
Amen.
because
Yes, she
right
did.
before she came out and gave her that fake ass hug, she was talking shit about her to the other ladies. And right after she left, she picked up on talking shit about Heavenly, trying to turn them all
Exactly.
Put a
against her.
quarter in the swear
So,
jar.
yeah, I'm sorry.
That could be editing.
Well,
We don't know
well,
really what
well,
order.
okay, so listen, guys, we're gonna go around. I think it's a consensus that the book, unless they do me, Simone, and Tammy, the book doesn't need to happen. Okay, so we're gonna close this thing out and go around. Let's get some final words. Sebastian, what are your final words?
My final words are Married to Medicine has been great so far. Dr. Heavenly also told us what episode is going to be the reunion. Episode 15 is going to be the reunion. And yeah, and I hope they outshine Atlanta Roa, because I'm tired of Roa with these shenanigans. I really am. And also, Dr. Heavenly needs to continue what she's doing, slaying on that show. Every season she's been on that show, that's when the show started.
Oh
Okay?
wow!
Yes, that's when the show started. Is
Oh
when
wow!
that.
Oh wow!
Um,
So are you saying Heavenly needs to sit next to Andy at the
Yes.
reunion? Oh, calm
Definitely.
down.
Well, we already got
Calm
the
Definitely.
down.
seating chart, everybody. It's going to be the regular seating chart that it is always Jackie on the end, Simone on the end, Heavenly, blah, 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 Simone, Toya, blah, blah, blah. So don't expect
and
anything.
also we forgot to mention that Carrie Wells and
Mm.
Toya have been having a Twitter fight. The
Hmm.
fingers have been tapping on the keyboards, where Carrie is saying that Toya said to her that there was a hit on
Yes.
Anila's home. And Toya saying, "Oh, keep talking and I'll sue you." And
Carrie said, "Bring it on."
Carrie said, "Bring it. Let's take a polygraph together."
So Carrie said, let's take a polygraph together.
Yes, she did. And Carrie said, "I have nothing to lose. There's no reason for me to lie."
Mm-hmm.
And that's true.
Carrie,
Carrie
True
has nothing
tea.
to lose. She's living between Atlanta and Aspen.
Well,
Hello.
Carrie needs to sit down and stop it. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that, Carrie. But thank you. Sin, what are your final words?
We need Dr. Francis on this show.
Oh,
Who's that?
Wait, Dr. Francis from Love and Marriage Huntsville?
Yes, yes.
No, wait, but Sin, I didn't get
Mhm.
to do my recaps on Love and Marriage Huntsville yet. I've been trying to see where to fit it in, but Dr. Francis is messy. He targeted the Whitlows, and I ain't even big
They
fan of the
needed to be
He
Whitlows,
didn't
targeted.
target
but he
that. He
targeted
targeted
the
Whitlow.
Whitlows. Okay,
Ain't
They
nobody
needed
saw
that.
They
anyone
targeted
that would have
themselves,
done.
Dr.
no,
They
he
did.
targeted the
he
Whitlows,
he
and
No,
stole
I'm
it
not
from
no,
him.
quite
no.
sure that
Mm-mm.
Dr. Francis should get the job. Matter of fact,
Mm-mm.
we need to poll all of these different what is therapists that have been on all of these shows. I'm not quite sure who can fit the bill, who would be the best person to do it. But no, Dr. Francis right now, I got issues with Dr. Francis, so no. But go ahead, Sin.
He called her on it, and I thought it was appropriate because you have to make time for what you have to make time for, and everybody was already late. If it hadn't started, I don't see where it should have been a problem. But those Whitlows who are transparent, we seen right through them. At least I am. They're not transparent at all. But I think Dr. Francis would do Simone some good. And Toya needs Dr. Francis. I mean, we need to do a GoFundMe for her.
No, Ashley made a point. I don't get to see this show much, but I do watch it. It's the lady, right? The therapist on
Oh, she's
Family on
good.
Fiance. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we could use her.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. She's good.
No,
Maybe
we
we
need
could
real
use
good.
her.
We need a
But
Yanya.
Dr. Francis, he's on my hit list right now. He came for the Whitlows. He was messy with them. But go ahead,
But
Sin. I'm
and,
sorry. Finish your words.
and as far as Simone, and I think Simone's book is going to be as big as R. Kelly's Baby Mama book, so we can get it. What was that? 7 pages?
You talking about Portia's book?
No. Jocelyn.
That messy book I bought. I think it was 15 pages and 8
Jocelyn.
of them had pictures.
That ain't R. Kelly, baby.
Messy. Sin, you
Jocelyn
good?
Savage. Is it Jocelyn Savage? I'm good.
Jocelyn
That's it for
Savage,
tonight.
that whole mess. Matter of fact, is over there right now. It's messy boost. Yeah. Should have got my money back from Amazon, but go
I
ahead.
told you. That's it. I'm sorry for your loss, Royer.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you guys. Thank you.
And it's always good to see you, Othal and Curves, Sebastian. Hey, Em. And
I was about to
Erica
say.
Marie.
Have a good one.
So, Candice, what are your final words?
I'm loving Marriage and Medicine right now because they are like on fire but I really need to see Quad get a real storyline and stop running on everybody else's coattails and acting a fool when she only have her own storyline. She is not my favorite. But everybody else, I just think they doing their part. I want to see all the marriages really come together, and I want to see Cecil and Simone really go and get the help they need. Don't be talking about writing the book if you haven't really finished your own issues.
Come on now. Come on now. You got to hash it out. They still got issues. And like we said, tell the truth. Tell the truth and save us all. Okay. You can't save us with a lie. But I know that's right. They're okay. Mims, what are your final words?
Okay, so I first want to say I broke my first story on YouTube, and it was about Quad. You remember when we were all up here on your channel and we were talking about Quad's house? And I was talking about like the size. So I just started thinking about that, and then I got real messy and did my research and found out that her house was not 14,000 square feet. It's 7,569 square feet. And I broke that story, but people in my comments were upset. So this is why I'm asking you this. So my thought was Bravo did it, not Quad. I felt like Bravo was trying to stir up drama with who's the dumb one? Toya. Bravo was trying to stir up drama with Toya by saying that Quad's house was bigger. And kind of trying to give Quad more of a storyline and drum up people's negative attention on Quad, because it's like, why would Quad be in a 14,000 square foot house? They ate me alive in the comments section because they were like, it doesn't matter if her house isn't 14,000 square feet. So I'm asking you, do you kind of understand where I was going with that? Do you see
100%. 100%. Because I think I said it too. Like, why does she need 14,000 square feet? That's excessive. That's excessive. I mean, 7,000 square feet is still a lot.
It's a mansion.
It is.
But 14,000 square feet was definitely excessive. And so Bravo did it. I mean, it's messy all the way around. It's just messy. It's just messy. But yeah, and listen, her auntie was like, she built this, she did this.
Oh my God.
Don't be tearing up her house. Okay, she built this all by herself. Okay. Yeah, it was messy. But yeah, that was a good, I saw your video, Mims. That was a good story. That was a good story that you broke. Yeah. Crazy though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I think that her aunt was drinking MD 2020. That was the problem.
Yeah, something. She was drinking something. She was doing too much. For real.
Ooh, that party was something. Somebody said ghetto auntie. Listen, you know what I do like about Quad's storyline? I like even the little snippets. That nephew can be a star, okay? Even the little snippets with her nephew is just so freaking adorable, okay? I mean, it was like a 2.2 seconds of them this particular episode, and I loved it. It makes me smile. He puts a smile on her face. He's adorable. I just think he's so incredibly like cute. But yeah, so yeah, 14,000, 7,000 square foot. I don't know. Either way, it's messy. It's messy. It's a lot of house for just Quad. And my thing is, I don't want her. I want to see her back next season because I just want her to get her money. But in terms of what she's given the show, we're not really getting anything from her because it's hard to intertwine her into these different groups because she doesn't have a husband. And it's like, well, how much can you really give us when it's doing couples things, right? It's
I should bring the contractor on the show.
Yeah, it's so messy. It's like the odd person out. But Curves, what are your final words?
Okay. Married to Dr. Heavenly this week was great. Okay.
Oh, yeah, messy.
A couple of things. If Toya doesn't want me thinking things like she set up Anila, then maybe she shouldn't have brought that lady, a non-cast member, to beat up Anila 2 days prior at Quad's house party. Don't bring somebody to jump somebody at a house party if you don't want me thinking that you have something to do with the robbery 2 days later on the same person you just had jumped. If you don't want me thinking these things, don't do those things, Toya. And then Dr. Pancakes should not, I repeat, should not have to make an annual announcement that Toya has a heart or that it's good. Toya should just stop being a foul human. And while Dr. Pancakes is checking on the status of Toya's heart, she might want to check the status of Cecil's heart before she writes herself out of a marriage. Okay? Okay? How about that? How about that? And I think that it's awesome that Carrie Wells is giving us some shade from Aspen. There's nothing like Aspen in September, she said, between with Toya. It was hilarious. I'm here for it. And this was a good week. This was a good week, as always. I don't have nothing to say about Contessa.
I appreciate that. Thank you. ST, you know what? You are correct. There are other shows that the couples aren't married. Like there's a single person, but it's always hard to kind of put them in the mix and intertwine them. It gets a little messy because Quad happens to be the only one on this particular series. I mean, Carrie, she kind of minds her business. She kind of stays in the background, right? Like she's there, but she's not high level there. Quad seems a little, it's like which one of these don't belong. It's kind of like that situation right now. But I don't want her to be off the show, but it's no fit right now. It's no fit right now. Yeah.
There's a crazy person in the chat. Somebody said Toya is Heavenly's storyline. Are they watching the same show?
Listen, you messing with Heavenly Angels here. Who did I not get the final words from?
Toya
Erica
can't
Marie,
spell
did I go to
storyline.
you? And Boyer, Erica Marie, did I go to you?
No, okay, so this is my thing. I think Anila is trifling. I feel like her tears were fake. I didn't see one tear come out her eye. I don't know. When Toya said, could they be lying? I thought the same thing. Like maybe it was just an insurance job. You know, why that night did you not have the security system on? Then you go get these ring lights that you just got randomly placed all over your house. Like y'all couldn't think of a better security system than that. And that's the oldest trick in the book. Do y'all have security? Oh, well, we didn't put the alarm on that night. So it's like, I mean, maybe it was Toya, maybe it was an insurance job. We will never know, right? Eugene does not have a backbone. He's super insecure. Feel bad for that guy, but I really don't. And then who else? Toya needs her permanent seat next to Andy. I always, I did not really like, not Toya, but Heavenly. I'm sorry. I did not like Heavenly, but Heavenly has really grown on me. And, I think I'm about to be a Heavenly Angel. She needs her permanent seat next to Andy because she is carrying the season. She's carrying.
Married to Dr. Heavenly.
Dr. Heavenly is carrying the season. Quad, like her, but not interested. The only thing I was interested in was why she had on scrubs. I want to know, did Quad go get a job? Like, why did Quad have on scrubs? And I was just impressed at her.
I thought the same thing.
But you know what I think? They were all helping out at
that event.
That event, the COVID clinic event. Yeah. Because at first when I saw her too, but Toya didn't, right? Yeah. But when I first saw her too, that's what I thought.
But she had on scrubs, so who knows? I was mostly impressed about how she was down in that pasta and that body is snatched. That was the only thing I was impressed by with Quad was how she was eating that pasta and that body is bodying. Okay?
It's called Lipo 360.
Oh,
sign me up.
Oh my! Wait, True and Blue, thank you for the super sticker. No one robbed Anila's house except her mom because Anila asked her to go back home.
Angel, is that your name? Is that the lady who's speaking? Is it Angel?
No, that was Erica. That was Erica.
Erica, unfortunately, I like Heavenly just like you, but you guys do know that Andy does not like Heavenly. Heavenly is a central part of that show on one of the major franchises, and when she goes to watch what happens live, no matter who she's next to, Andy seats her in the second seat. Andy does not like Heavenly at all.
I never even noticed that, but Never
He
noticed
only
that,
likes
but
he
Heavenly,
only likes certain type of black ladies.
Ooh.
that's something to talk about. Huh?
Martell
Oh,
Hall.
don't do that because he loves Candy. Don't do
He said
that.
Martell.
Don't do that. But wait, yes. Am I going to recap Salt Lake City? I believe so. I believe so. I'm not 100% yet. Roy, what's your final words?
Well, as always, this week was a good episode. I feel like going into this last part of the season, we are really getting married to medicine, and I
Yes.
love it. This is one of the shows that has just been given bravo, just everything for me personally. Um, Condolences to Anila in the robbery situation. I just could not imagine being in that situation. Someone invading my private space, whether I left my door unlocked or not, my alarm on or not. It's wrong for anyone to ever go into anybody's private space and
Yeah,
just
it's a
destroy their
violation.
stuff. So condolences to her and her family for that. I thought it was very horrible how some of the ladies were kind of joking about that and just saying certain things. This is supposed to be a sisterhood. We're castmates, and to blatantly just say these type of things on camera was just, I did not like it. So I hate that happened to her. I love how Jackie and Simone came to support Dr. Heavenly after her mom passed away. I thought it was so beautiful for them to come. We all know that Heavenly is not an emotional type of girl. So for her to be able to kind of share her vulnerable side with the few people that she does trust in this circle, it was really good to see. What else happened? This book is gotta go. We're done. I just don't even understand why they are working with Omarosa of all people to work with, even though she's telling the truth. But I just don't understand, that relationship as far as that. I want Cecil and Simone to either get back in therapy, actually work out their situations, or let's just let this go, because this back and forth, Dr. Pancakes, Dr. Flip Flopper, as Heavenly calls her, we flip flopping back and forth. You want to be with Cecil, you don't want to be with Cecil. Y'all good, y'all not good. It's giving me Contessa and her husband. Did we even get a scene with Contessa this week? I don't even
Her
remember.
husband, Britain.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. I ain't messing with y'all. I ain't messing with y'all. But listen, no, I did we get a Contessa? No, but her son was at the birthday party.
I did see that. Yes.
Yeah, her son was at the birthday party.
That was fun. That last scene. Dr. Jackie, I be kind of with her sometimes, because it's like you be with Heavenly, then you don't be with Heavenly. You laugh at her, and then you're laughing with her. I don't know. So that was kind of throwing me while we were outside.
Oh, she's a flip flopper.
She is.
Can we address that?
That church shade.
Yes.
I would outside in the middle of winter, I will never know. Girl, ain't nobody gonna come in there and tear your house up. We all know how you are, Dr. Jackie. You see Heavenly got up and left stage left and not try to tear her house up, because we already OCD. I love this scene with Dr. Jackie and her new doctor assistant, whatever she is.
Yeah, I'm about to go to medical school. Give me that Gucci bag.
Right. Oh, yes, that was nice. I hope that they don't bring her on the show, but then again, she may be a little fun on the show, and Dr. Jackie is giving us boring. So we can kind of scoot Jackie over to the side. She can come to the personal, the group events. Did you notice this was the first time that we have seen Dr. Jackie and Curtis in their home together this season? That was kind of mind-blowing to me. We've seen them out at other events, but their personal home together, that was the first time. So it was like, for this to be our first time on camera and to be like this, it was just a little rough for me. But overall, great episode. I'm excited for next week. We're going to see Contessa and her little fitness, whatever. So,
but can I just add this? Because I want to know why Dr. Heavenly so hell-bent on keeping her relationship with Quad. Because she always seems to veer from an altercation with Quad. And what Quad said in her confessional when she was talking about her mother was super messy, and I hope Heavenly tear her up at the reunion about it.
I think Heavenly is going to take that very lighthearted, because we all know that Heavenly's jokes can be kind of dark sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think Heavenly's kind of going to laugh that off. I don't think that's as serious as everybody planned it to be.
Right. I agree, Broyer.
Well,
So why though?
your heavenly angels would agree. But listen, guys, I gotta close out. I'm gonna be back. I'm still trying to decide what I'm doing with Love and Marriage Huntsville, but I have been watching because that's why I know that Dr. Francis is a whole hot mess. But we will.
Wackadoo.
I want to
Right
digress
in.
right
We need a
now.
Yama.
Huh?
We need a Yama Van Zandt to come on onto the show and just tear everybody's life down. We need everybody to go dig a hole and
That's
breathe
who we
into
need.
We
That's
need a
who
Yama.
we need. But
Diva, are
before
you
I
gonna
leave,
cover
guys,
Potomac?
Say that again.
Do you cover Potomac? Because that's what
I'm going to
waiting on.
cover Potomac for sure. Those are my girls for sure.
Y'all
For
want
sure.
Diva on
We're
this?
gonna
Y'all
talk
want
about.
Diva on YouTube every night. Diva,
Ah!
you're not gonna have a night off.
We're going to cover Potomac. But before I go, guys, let me just say this, a quick couple of announcements. One, for all my members, thank you. Content is coming soon. Listen, guys, and also don't forget to hit that like button. And we have some great content creators in the building. I could not do this without y'all. I love going back and forth with y'all. And you know, we always love when the heavenly angels are in the building, okay? So give it up for Curves. And listen, go over to her channel and subscribe. Exactly how you see her name on the screen. That's her channel, okay, guys? Support. We love all of our friends that come over, right? We're here. Thanks for being here. Candice, love you. Thanks for being here. Mims, guys, has a channel. But you gotta look for his channel by the whole name, make it make sense. So go over there, subscribe, okay? Subscribe to Mims. Great content. He broke the information, letting us know that the house is not 14,000 square feet. It's 7. It's cut in half, okay, guys? But either way, 7,000 square feet is still ridiculous, okay? Absolutely ridiculous. All right, Erica Marie, I love having you here. And Sebastian is my son that's always bad, always got to put him in time out. He's so fresh with the mouth, but I love having him here. Sebastian, thank you. So anyway, guys, good night. Love y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you on the next video.
Thank you.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.